All right, everyone. All eyes on Utah right now. Of course, Orrin Hatch has said, "Screw it. I'm too old to even piss on my own at this point, so I'm out." He had the good sense to retire, to get out of the race, because he's just so massively ancient it wouldn't have worked. And Orrin Hatch he's quite far out there too. And Trump actually begged for him to stay, and Hatch is like, "No, at some point people are gonna have to carry me to the podium to say anything, so fuck it." And now Mitt Romney, it's speculated, is probably going to run for that empty position. Now, if he runs, he probably wins against the Democrats, because you got to understand, Mitt Romney is a perfect force for Utah. He's a Mormon, so he's got the underwear vote. He's got the religious Mormon vote. He's a rhino, which means he has the centrist Republicans. But he's also, on many issues, he's basically an alt-leftist. So, he's got some of the Democrats, and he's not seen as a racist because he's put himself apart from Trump. Now, he has spoken with Trump, apparently. In the last 24 hours, they've had a meeting. My thought is that Trump probably talked to him and said, "Hey, basically, bend knee, kiss my ring, and the race is yours. Otherwise, you're going to face MAGA opposition," which means that, the Democrats will still vote for the Democrat, but then half the Republicans won't vote for you. So you've got no choice. You have to play nice. You don't have to love me publicly. You don't have to say great things about me, but you got to stand out of the way. Maybe I can give you a few things you want. That's probably what happened. That's probably the gist of the conversation. So I expect that Mitt Romney at this point, he's not going to hardball Trump. If he does, he probably loses because all the MAGA voters don't vote for him. But here's the thing, I would never support him. I wouldn't care if Trump came out tomorrow and said, "Oh, Mitt Romney is such a great guy, you should vote for him." I still will lend my ideological weight against him and encourage anyone in Arizona, don't vote for Mitt Romney. I don't care if you're like a partisan, if you're like a MAGA, Trump great, "Oh, we need the Republicans to hold the seat." No, you don't. No, you really don't need the Republicans to hold that seat. A 50-50 split with Pence to deliver the final vote is just fine within the Senate, number one. You've got the House, number two. It doesn't matter. The midterms are coming up. The electoral map looks good for Republicans. It doesn't even matter if there's a deficit in trust or approval, because the Republicans are primarily going to be just defending seats in states where they are overwhelmingly favored to win. Like, you get a 2-to-1 Republican, capability. Some of the seats the Democrats have to defend are in very vulnerable areas that Trump won by large margins. So the Republicans are going to do fine in the midterms, my prediction. They won't, though. If you get a Mitt Romney in there who ideologically spars with Trump over and over, it could be a problem. So screw Mitt Romney. And by the way, strategically, he's a total failure. Look, he tried to take Trump down. It didn't work at all. They were begging Mitt Romney to jump into the race for the presidency after Super Tuesday was already over. So it goes to show you that there are Republican partisans who aren't playing with a full deck. Basically the same as a lot of the Democratic partisans, whom I wonder why. Because they're partisans. They don't know what they're talking about. They think a letter after someone's name affects their policies. Now, the policies are basically the same. Mitt Romney is a bit of a war hawk. He's a moron. He has no sense of strategy. Having him in Congress probably would be a detriment to the Republicans. Look, Mitt Romney represents the late past of the Republican Party. The past that Trump is trying to sweep away. He is trying to take the Republican Party, and we've got to compare the Republican Party maybe of Bush, which is sort of Romney-ish too. We've got to compare that to a Trump Republican Party. What big issues? What did the Bushes do? They used gay marriage as a wedge issue. Well, you can't even do that anymore because you've already lost. They used abortion as a wedge issue. Not the smartest idea, especially since Trump actually won among certain voting demographics of female voters. Well, that's a good thing for the Republican Party, trust me. You don't want to piss that away when you have idiots like, some of the evangelicals, like a Santorum raise the specter of that as being a wedge issue. Trump needs to go and tell him to shut the fuck up, basically. Yeah, I'm going to have you primaried if you don't be quiet about this issue, Rick, or, all these people. That's what he needs to do. The Trump Republican Party doesn't use those wedge issues. It simply has an overarching Make America Great Again slogan and a populist message. That's good. That's more inclusive. The Republican Party used to use wedge issues. The Democrats still are, and it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Look, they barely managed to eke out a win on a non-platform platform where the only thing they talk about is literally racial and religious wedge issues. against someone that they proclaim to be a total sexual pervert who can't even ride a horse in the visage of Roy Moore, and their candidate barely manages to win against him. I'm sorry, that doesn't show strength as a party. The Republicans, though, will piss away the victories that they've had and undo all of the positive change Trump has brought to them by saying, hey, I don't care if you're gay, I don't care if transvestites use the bathroom, no, I just want to give you more money and basically bully around some of these East Asian states. That's way better as a Republican platform, trust me, than saying, oh no, we're not going to lower taxes because mumble mumble. Oh no, we don't need to defend gun rights because mumble mumble. No, Mitt Romney is a sellout. He can't get people energized. He wouldn't be good for the party. The Republicans would be nuts to actually support him. And even with Trump on board, it's still a break-even proposition. Get some new blood in there to run. Get a nice young Trumpite Republican to run. Even someone on the new right, they will be exciting. They probably win anyway because it's Arizona. It's a marginally red state. It's not like you have a vacant position for a congressman from New York City. That's not what you're. It's not like trying to replace Chris Christie in a state that's 30 points blue, and you're like, well, I wonder why I wonder why his former deputy governor lost. Could it be because he's they're a Republican in New Jersey? It's simple demographics. Arizona, you have an advantage. You don't need Mitt Romney. You don't need some multi-billionaire corporate shill. Evangelocon to fill that position in order to spout off his nonsense wedge issues. And he's still going to be salty because he lost. He lost. The first time around, of course, McCain kicks his ass to the side, becomes the nominee. The next time around, he gets nominated, loses to a fairly weak incumbent Obama. And he feels all weird about it, and then, pictures emerge of him pumping his own gas. I'm sure that was a very strange thing for him. He was trying to do the man of the people approach at times, like, oh, who let the dogs out, and all these weird horses and bayonets, killing Big Bird stuff. I mean, it was a meme-worthy candidacy, but he didn't even bother to control his own memes. He lost to spaghetti all the time. What an idiot. No, you don't need Mormon Mitt Romney to replace that seat. It would be a terrible idea to have him run. Hopefully Trump told him not to. That's my hope, is that in their special secret little hour-long meeting, Trump said, Mitt, come on. I'll give you $1 million not to run. I'll give you an island. I'll give you like another house selling. Will you please let somebody else run for the position? That would be the best, but unfortunately I think Trump more likely had him bend a knee and said, okay, Mitt, you can run. But you got to play nice. Just, I'll stay out of your way, you stay out of my way. We work together. We're kind of in agreement. We're both rich dudes. We're both Republicans in name only, basically. Trump was always a business Democrat. Mitt Romney is basically a hyper-liberal on a lot of things. Their main difference is Trump doesn't want to start World War III, I guess. And doesn't wear an extra pair of underwear to show how religiously pious he is. He drinks coffee. He's allowed to imbibe caffeine. Trust me, this was a big line from 2012. And you got to remember, at the time, I'm like, I liked Ron Paul. I supported Ron Paul, but it was obvious that Obama was going to win. I mean, it was obvious Ron Paul wasn't going to be the actual candidate of the RNC. He should have been. He would have won. Would have been a great president, but he never had a chance. He was never given a chance, despite having a significant proportion of the vote and most of the youth vote within the Republican Party. I think he dwarfed every other candidate combined in the youth vote. Mainly because he's like, no, I don't care if you're gay and you smoke pot, just basically tax me less. It's a winning issue, by the way. Mitt Romney, though, imagine he had won and he became president. And he gets a call at 3 a.m. Oh, missiles are en route from the DPRK or from China, so a nuclear war has begun. And I said, I want my president in such a situation to be able to scarf down a Red Bull. I want them, if they want to, I want them to snort a line, shoot heroin, I don't care what substances they use, but I want them all docked out. I want them totally flared up on drugs when they decide to make the final decision there. I don't want it to be someone who, after working a 20-hour day and getting they had 2 hours of sleep, they get woken up in the middle of the night, they can't even have a cup of coffee. Yeah, I don't think that would be great for our nuclear response time. I'm sorry, but the idea scares me, to tell the truth. Can't even drink a Coca-Cola. How dumb is that? No. Please, Mitt, stay out of the White House. Go away. That's about all. Peace out.